Tao Te Ching, 2. Virtue and Tao. There are some controversies nowadays. There are some differences between the Ma Wang Dui Tao Te Ching unearthed in 1973 and the Tao Te Ching of today. Regarding this, I would like to talk about the views of my sect Taoism Xianzong, Malaysia, personal opinion, for reference only, thanks. There is a sentence, grand talent matures slowly and grand talent is hard to come by, and some differences. Chinese characters are broad and profound. The difference of one or two Chinese characters is enough to change the overall meaning and flavor. The former, I personally think, is more Confucian, while the latter is closer to non-action, personal opinion. If there is any wrong opinion, please give me some guidance from the Taoist masters with high cultivation, grateful. Regarding this, I once asked my master Tian Dao Ren, and my master's opinion is, there is no distinction between right and wrong, as long as it is useful. Master, you are saying this again, can you change it to something else? To be honest, regarding this point, I dare not contradict him, because my master looks at things with an attitude of seeking truth from facts. He old man also taught me in this way, thank you, my master. We must understand one thing, it is helpful for us to understand history. For example, among the many religions in the world today, the one that emphasizes equality of all beings, everyone can become a Buddha, womb-born, egg-born, spawn-born, born by transformation can become a Buddha, and so on is Buddhism. In short, what Buddha wants to emphasize is everyone has the opportunity and treats all beings equally. In my personal opinion, that may be the teachings that Buddha said to Indian society. Let me give you another example. In addition to emphasizing the importance of virtue and Tao in Tao Te Ching, Mr. Laozi also put forward his own views on governing the country. I would like to say a few more words on this point. When you understand what Tao follows the way of itself, non-action, etc., and the realm of Taoism, you will probably understand why Mr. Laozi did not take the initiative to leave a classic when he was alive, but instead wrote a Tao Te Ching at the request of Mr. Yin Shi. Mr. Laozi grew up in the spring and autumn period and the warring states period and the era of emperors competing for hegemony. Non-action, Tao follows the way of itself, put down your status, glory, and wealth, etc. If you say too much, who will listen? If in the future, will there be no virtue and no Tao? After understanding the wisdom of Mr. Laozi, what if the emperor used it to commit crimes? That would kill people. Perhaps, Mr. Laozi faced it with the mentality of if you want to listen, then listen. If you don't want to listen, forget it. My own bold speculation is that Mr. Laozi's attitude is, he didn't say anything else, just leave a book summarizing Taoism, and you can figure it out yourself. He didn't explain or construe, he just pats his butt, leaves Hanggu Pass, and never comes back. Therefore, Mr. Laozi just left a Tao Te Ching, which is also the Taoist mentality. The above is just my personal opinion, for reference only, thank you. Therefore, what my master wants to emphasize is conform to the times, it's good to be useful, which is also the attitude of seeking things from facts. The yin and yang of the Tai Chi diagram also changes with the change of the times. However, we must remember that the tenet of all things returning to their origin is to return to the laws of the universe, that is, the phenomena of heaven. This is also what I want to emphasize, taking heaven as a teacher. This can also avoid the situation of people say, talking to oneself, being able to speak some truth, supernatural powers, and mysterious arts are capable people, there are many sects, modern chaos, etc. This is also why my sect Taoism Xianzong, Malaysia, has repeatedly called on high-level Taoist priests in the Central Plains to help verify, which is also to avoid the phenomenon of talking to oneself and misleading the people. Thank you. If we can only use truth, goodness, and beauty, for example, just 3 words, to teach the people. If the truth can go deeper, maybe I will still be convinced. I am not acting on impulse. I hereby declare that the paragraph I will say next, just treat it as my fart talk. I have no rivals for the demon world, I am just afraid that you, the demon world, will not come out. I am talking about the demon world, which is what the West calls Satan. What I emphasize is spiritual bodies and the spiritual world, not human beings on earth. I have said what I should say, thank you. The sixth patriarch of Zen Buddhism has a famous saying, when you are confused, let the teacher to guide you, and when you are enlightened, you will guide yourself. For this sentence, I personally want to add that my master Tian Dao Ren taught me, my child, please remember what the master said, it is difficult to realize the Tao, it is difficult to operate it, and it is even more difficult to use it. Why? This is what my master explained, my child, please remember what the master said, it is difficult to understand, and it is difficult to change yourself after understanding, it means to be more diligent, that is, to go to a higher level. It is even harder to apply what you have learned. Is it easy to cultivate the Tao? Not easy. Why is it difficult? As the saying goes, it is easy to change the mountains and rivers, but difficult to change one's nature. How many people can recognize themselves from the heart? Don't you think it is difficult? Therefore, I must recognize and cultivate the mind or practice, which means one must do it step by step and eat the rice bite by bite. It is not about worshipping a certain master and how he has magical powers and seems to be better than the ancients. The ancient Chinese and eminent monks with virtue all teach people to recognize how to overcome difficulties and overcome themselves step by step and thus improve their virtue. This is the correct teaching. This picture is a picture my master once gave me. Although the title is Truth, it can also be changed to other titles. The key point of my master's teaching to me is, for the same topic, it depends on how high we can stand. The higher we stand, the farther we can see. The key point is, how can we stand high? Cultivate our own heart. Hope to understand, grateful. Let's encourage each other.